It is Yo Girl Cadillac. I am Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Drama Life Prison Wife. I'm the legally blind artist, rapping and painting for justice, hoping, because you got to hold your breath for justice. To see justice before all face to blink. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Excuse me one moment. I'm sorry. But I'm still trying to get over this sickness. I've been hit in every which way. But I know that God is going to restore me, restore my body. Girl, I've lost 22 pounds, probably more. But when I went to the doctor on Friday, it was 22 pounds. Um, so I'm doing good, I guess, because I'm almost up under my 200 mark. Wow, I haven't been under 200 pounds in a long time, right? Um, but anyways, it is January the 13th, 2025. I gotta think that whole time to even figure out the date because this goes so fast that we were just in 24 and literally we were just in 23 and just in 22. So these years are just winding on down. Um, So today video I am talking about the surprise visitation for my husband, Mr. Marcello Jackson. This is a story time for my prison wives or whoever is in prison life, prison reform, criminal justice reform, or has a loved one in prison. You could definitely relate and understand this video. All right, so Marcello, my husband, he is wrongfully incarcerated, has been so for 22 years. I just dropped that in there so you kind of got the plot background. Um, so we went out of town for a couple of weeks, but even before that, my husband, no, yeah, my grandson is just turned 6 months, right? So our daughter was visiting our my husband Marcello before she went on maternity leave. She had the baby, her grandson, and when she had to return back to work, she returned back to work full time. So they, randomize your schedule, which is hard in this society. Like that was why a big reason as to why my job was not working out because of the randomness of the schedule. And it's hard to do anything else around work because it's like you're on call like a doctor. Which, but you're not doing that type of work that a doctor does. So why you need to be on call for some sandwiches like that? Or in her case, she worked at a hotel. Why has she been on call like that? It's not that major to be doing that, but they sporadic. They make our they do a lot to make it not so easy. They call it flexible schedule, right? So she has this flexible schedule, and she now works in the times that visitation falls. So she has not had a day off for visitation in a long time, right? 6 months. Well, no, she when she was on maternity leave. So I would say it had been a good 4 months or so since Marcello has seen his daughter. Okay, so Money, our daughter, tells me that when we were in Chicago, she says, "Oh, the schedule dropped. I have a day off that I can go see dad," right? So she's like, "But please don't tell him." So I come back, when we come back from out of town, I visit him. Me and our grandson visits him. All right. So that was the first week. That was last week. Okay. She had set up to surprise him to come because that was the week she was going to be able to come. And that morning when I got up, I was tired because I was still sick. Like, I don't know. I ain't never been sick for a whole month, girl. But it was like blow out the blow. But I was sick and I've been drained. I've been very exhausted. Okay. But I can pull through. Your girl will pull through for real. So that morning I got up and I got ready, got in the shower. I barely made it. And then our daughter was like, Mom, I'm too tired. The babies kept me up all night. I'm not going to be able to go. So I'm like, you going to miss the one time that you could see your dad? And she was like, I just wish I could go, but I'm so exhausted. I tell you, it is not easy all the time getting to visitations. Though it may look like, seem like, you may think it is, but it's not. It's not as easy as it looks, I guess. Um, so she was like, you could just go. And I'm like, I'm not going. I'll go on my regular day because I was only pulling through so that he could have this visitation with his full family. That was all I was doing. But I'm tired. So I'm learning that when I am tired, see, the old Cadillac would have just kept pressing, 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 pressing. No gas. I mean, all gas, no brakes, going, 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 doing, doing, doing. I'm on this project. I'm on that project. I'm helping with this. I'm helping with that. I'm the mother. I'm doing too much. Team too much. And I think this could be God sitting me down, parking me. Park over there. Park. That's what he's doing. He's parking me. And I said, no, I'll go on my regular day. I don't feel like just going down there to play with DOC as they play over our time. I don't, no, not today. I'm tired. So I went to sleep, woke up whatever time my body woke me up. That feels good too, not having to be woke up by alarms, getting up when your body is still tired. I've been doing a lot of that lately. It's like I've completely slowed down since I've gotten back from Chicago. Okay, so she says, well, you know what? It's okay because I see it on the schedule. They have me off again the next week on the same day. I can go see dad. So she puts in the thing, the form to see, to visit on the weekend because you can't just show up anymore. That happened in 2020. You can no longer just show up to visitation. Say you had a random day off, or you just sporadically was like, oh, I'll go to visitation today. You can't do that. They have to already know that you're coming. Which would make me think if they already know you're coming, why don't they move the process along? Because they already know who's coming to visitation or who's planning. But so she put it in. She put it in for me, for the kids, for all of us, whatever. Money always puts the kids under me just in case she does not visit. Because if she decides to not visit and the kids are marked under her, the kids cannot come that week if she does not come. So she always puts them under me because she knows it depends on how she feels that morning. Okay, so she's like, do not tell dad that I'm coming and I'm bringing both kids. So when I put, he kept asking me, did you put in visitation? You bring in my granddaughter because the grandson had came the week before and now he wanted to see his granddaughter. I'm like, yes, yes, I'm coming. And I said, but I'm coming Saturday rather than Sunday. I usually come on Sunday, but I'm coming on Saturday this week. And he's like, why? Sunday is like the day that, that we visit. Like it's almost like, so I'm like, well, this week I'm just going to come on Saturday. Money wants to do, Money had something planned for us to do on Sunday. And he's like, that's crazy. Like, how you just gonna push the plans off just to. And I was like, look, Marcello, I'm coming on Saturday. And he's like, well, I don't like when you come on Saturday because you have to go to work after. and is like cuts the visitation short. I said, well, I don't have to be to work this week until 5, which I really want to stop working on Saturdays, honestly. Um, but God will work that out for me. But anyway, so I'm like, it's 5 o'clock. So that gives me, visitation ends at 3. That gives me 2 hours to drop everybody off and get to work. Right. Still going to be flying by the skin of my teeth, but at least I can stay to the end of visitation. So I had to, now because DLC is cashless, you can no longer just, we can't buy picture passes. The incarcerated citizen has to already have money on their books to be able to purchase a picture pass. So it's not often that they always have money on their books, right? So now it's harder to get a picture pass than it used to be in the past, right? Um, so what I had to do was I didn't have a lot to send him, because I got a lot of other stuff to pay or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll send him $50. That way he can get the picture passes. Because you don't want to just send the amount for the picture pass. That sounds silly because it's only really, what, $4 for that? And you can't even, you're gonna spend a fee to just send the amount for that. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll send him $50. He can get him a little food to eat. You can't get much for $50, but he'll be able to have a little meal. He could get the picture passes, and then whatever. So now they have, it's not the old way to send. It's not so new, but it's the newest way to send money. It's called Correct Pay in Florida. You send your incarcerated citizen money through something called Correct Pay. It used to be JPay. It's no longer JPay. Okay, so you go through Correct Pay, and I had to update my password and all that stuff. I don't know why, but it was asking me to do all that. And then I sent him $50. You have to send it before 8 o'clock. I think it says Central Standard Time for it to get on his books by tomorrow. So I sent it that Friday because I wanted him to have the pictures for Saturday. Okay, so I got that done. We get up that Saturday morning, we get ready. He's calling. He's like, "Oh, you on your way?" He still think it's just me and Princess. So everyone, we didn't get up as early as I thought we should have, especially for a Saturday, because Saturday is usually the day that they really, really just drag along and play along, whatever. So I'm like, oh, I'm already getting up late. Should we even go? We're gonna try to go, but you have that possibility of them dragging it out to count and then getting caught in count and then not visiting him, being down there for hours and hours and not seeing him. Okay, so I'm like, we just gonna get ready. I'm gonna pray that the Holy Spirit would just lead me and God would just make provisions for us because we can't figure how it's going to be down there. So I just have to pray for the correct, everything to be set up correct. Okay, so we get out the house. I'm going to say it was after 10, which that's pushing it because to get there is going to take a good 30 some minutes. So that would equal it being, I think when I timed it, I was supposed to get there a couple of minutes after 11. That is a tight squeeze because if there is no one, you could get in before count. If there's a lot of people, you can easily wait for an hour, and then at 12 something, that's when count is started. You could be stuck. So that's not a good time to be arriving to visitation. We get in the car, we drive, and halfway on the highway, our daughter, because I had asked her, I literally had just asked her, you have the clear diaper bag, you have Pampers, you have unopened milk, you gotta have unopened milk, you have wipes, you have everything you need for the babies. She said yes. Halfway on the ride, she's like, I don't have a bottle. So she has the clear pacifier. Because remember the last week, baby couldn't bring in his pacifier. She has the clear pacifier. She has the milk, but no bottle. I'm like, are you kidding me? And we're too far to turn around. So I immediately get off the exit. I'm like, I know this exit has a Walmart there. She could possibly just run right, and it's really close to the exit as soon as you get off Walmart. So I'm like, maybe she could run in there real quick, get the bottle, get in, come on, and, you know, come right back out, which is what she did. But it threw our arrival time back. So now it's saying we're arriving and it's almost 11:30. That's cutting it even shorter, y'all. If there's any type of line, even if it's three people, they could delay in between those three people, take forever to check them in, and we still get caught and count. So I'm like, oh, at this point, we might as well. And then Marcello's calling because he thinks we should have already been there, which we would have. But the we had to stop for baby bottle. So we get there and I'm like, money. I look now, grace be to God, he made those provisions. We get there, nobody's in line. Oh yes. So now it's not a good possibility that they would have us waiting there until count. Like literally with one person, but you never know. You never know with them, honestly. So we get there. I said, I'm going to drop you because before I pulled in to even see how short the line was, I'm like, I'm going to drop you off to the line. You jump out, and then I'm going to go park. At least if one half of the party is in and they're pulling him down, he would be down before visitation. Even if I go through after the count, like after they started counting, you understand what I'm saying? They would have already pulled him down for our daughter to visit him, and I would just come into the visit later. So that's what I was planning. But there was really nobody up there. So I let her out. I parked. I had her take our grandson to register and get in. And then I had our granddaughter to register her to go in. But halfway through registering, I got out the car. I got up there with them. And that was that. Now we get in, we get checked through. It's no issues, it's no problem. And as soon as we sit down, girl, Money says, oh, Mom, you didn't have the bag, the baby bag? And I'm like, no, Money. I literally thought you had the baby bag since you had the baby. And she's like, no, I thought you were going to grab the bag. So after all of that, trying to get the bottle, the unopened milk, we have nothing for the babies. So Money's like, I'm going to have to leave and go out and get the bag. I said, they don't let you, once you leave visitation, they do not, your visitation is over for that day. They don't let you back out. They don't even make exceptions. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I'm looking, it's almost 12. Visitation ends at 3. They might not need their bags or whatever. So I'm like, Money, well, if you are going to go out, just wait until your dad sees you at least. Or I'll go out and y'all visit because he doesn't see you. So we sit, we wait. Sorry. We sit, we wait, and then Marcello comes out. Marcello is surprised when he sees his daughter and his grandson. Because he was like, even the guard was like, oh, nah, you're going to have a grandbaby the whole time. And Marcello was like, no, he's not coming this time. It's my granddaughter. And he was like, well, he said that he thought maybe the man looked like maybe you don't know. But now looking back, he knows that, oh, he had already known that everyone was here. So that's why he made that comment. But unbeknownst to Marcello, he thought it was just me and our granddaughter, right? So he has the biggest smile. He's so overjoyed to see his daughter. Have not seen her in so long. He's hugging the baby granddaughter, and she's just so. If you, I wish I could have had a picture of that smile Marcello had. That was so freaking genuine. It was just so full of love. He was just so happy. Now, all that provision I did to try to take a picture, to have him get a picture with all of us together, um, played out with there not being film, of course, go through all that fiery hoops. There's no film, so the picture guy is just up there. He's not able to take the pictures. So now Marcello has to hold on to the pictures, but we don't know when it's going to be another full family visitation. But all in all, it went well. Um, we that vending machine food that day because of how many were visiting. I ain't even added it up, but that's a lot. You don't get a lot for your money. It's not a lot for your money anymore because you're purchasing through vending machines. And then the card each time, okay, the vending machine does not let you, if you want three items out of the same vending machine, it does not allow you to get your three items. You have to do it item by item. And after two or three of us got our full meals, the card locked. When our granddaughter had, she wanted a parfait, because at first she was supposed to share with her mother. I was supposed to share with the baby because we gave the baby some yogurt. It didn't even tear up his stomach though, but it was because we didn't have no bottle, and we was like, what is the closest thing that could be soft for a baby? Like they literally have nothing but the yogurt. So that was all we could give him. So she really wanted some. So I went up to try to get her a parfait, and the card would not work. And I tried it in several machines. So I'm like, I don't know, either it's just an error because it keeps saying error, or it's locked our card. So halfway through visitation, your card is locked. You can only bring one card. But though I had money with me, money could have brought her card and I could have brought mine, but we weren't. We were rushing. So we just sat down, made do with whatever little we had, shared that amongst ourselves. And an hour to 2 hours later, I think I got up and I tried to make a purchase, and it actually went through. And then we were able to give Marcello a second sandwich, get Princess her parfait she wanted, and whatever little things. I haven't even totaled up how much we spent. Ugh, it's crazy. And it puts a hold. So, like I was saying, you can only get one item at a time. Say the item is 150, it's going to place a $5 hold on your card. The next item is 250, $5 hold on your card. The next item is $7. They're going to put a $10 hold on your card. So it can add up. Oh, this is not a good look, really, but this is what they're doing. And, we can't do nothing about it, right? They sure making hand over fist money off of the issues that we have to go through in our families. Okay, so we had a great visitation. And then they now it's harder to get out of visitation because now they got to do the fingerprinting process to get you out. So there was a long line to get out of visitation. The whole time, Princess is just looking over my shoulder, blowing her granddaddy kisses, and just, oh, I love you. And that's so, oh, it's so. I hope she don't get to that stage where she's crying because that's the next thing when they fall in love with them and then don't understand why they can't come home with them. But she's not to that stage right now, thank God. Okay, so we finally get out, and it's a little after 3, and I get on the highway. I couldn't get on the highway because I spent all my change to get there. So I don't have the money to get on the toll road back. So I got to foot it to make it back in enough time to drop them off and get to work. I did by the skin of my teeth. And then going through that day at work, I was so tired. I was so drained. And it was slow at the theme park because we've been having this um, cold front coming through, and it's colder here in Florida than it's like ever since we came back from Chicago, Florida's been cold. Like, did we bring this? Like, what is going on? But yeah, so I drug through that night. I barely got through that night. But once I got through that night, I was off the next day, and then today. But yeah, it was really nice. I was just glad to see his smile. Like, oh my gosh, I had to tell him, I love your smile, his genuine smile. You don't get to see it a lot because of the circumstances, but yeah. All right, guys, here's See Your Girl Cadillac.